guys, thank you so much for tuning in and clicking on this video. It's the latest on trend with your girl Biami.
Big up yourself.
Let's get into this video, guys. I kind of have a lot to say, but at the same time I really don't. Yesterday's Love Island episode, it was about Liam and Lillie, obviously the aftermath of his decision, or his lack of poor decision making, kissing Lillie and getting into it, all that. Casa and more. The boys are finally in the house and the girls are laying it on, like they're coming hard. Kaz came down on Tyler. Lillie and Millie met, they spoke, oh my gosh. And Toby, well, that's tomorrow, isn't it? Toby being indecisive again and still wanting Chloe. That's strange. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, nah. Like, Love Island are really adding the spice. Like, they really saw our tweets. Like, they really came under attack and they were like, okay, do you know what? You don't want drama, yeah. You don't want drama, we're gonna give you drama. Like, they hired the best writers and here we have it, guys. We finally have what we've been asking for. So let's just quickly talk about Lillie and Millie. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am Team Liam. I'm Team Liam here because first of all, I completely understand that in the villa a day feels like 1,000 years. I get that. And also I understand that Lillie, she's got trust issues. She's expressed this to Liam and he was very careless. He was very careless with her feelings. But at the same time, I also do feel like he tread very lightly. He didn't just go in. You know, he didn't dismiss everything that Lillie had expressed to him. He spoke about her all the time. I feel like the nation's divided when it comes to this because, you know, people are dragging Liam, people are calling him out. But at the same time, realistically, they knew each other for 2 weeks. I'm sorry, but if you've got this amount of trust issues in you, that any little thing can trigger you, should you be getting into a relationship? Probably not. I feel like maybe you need to take more time to do a lot more healing, do a lot more work, because it's not going to be fair on the next person that you get on with, because you're going to put your emotional expectation on them and expect them to cater to your emotional need. When you get into a partnership, of course, that's what it's all about. It's about covering the other person. It's about sacrificing. It's about all of these things, right? I get that. But at the same time, like, your security needs to come from you first. Like, you can't already go into a relationship and be like, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust you. You've already sowing a seed. Like, that's you already planting a seed of distrust. And all you got to do is like water it. Like, you haven't even started the relationship yet. That puts way too much pressure on the other person because they're not there to complete you. They're not there to give you happiness. Happiness needs to come from within you. Security needs to come from within you. And if you are at a place in your life where your trust has been so distorted, then I personally don't think that you're ready to be in a relationship, because all that's going to end up doing is you're going to keep getting hurt, because anything that that person is going to do, you're going to get triggered by it. Now, yes, Liam, he went away, he kissed Lillie and all this, all that, knowing full well Millie's situation. But at the end of the day, you can't start a relationship on that level of pressure. You just can't. And on top of that, when Lillie came in, the way she was describing the situation, it's not how it happened. Because she was like, oh, you know, he said to us, I'm the one that he fancies the most. And then Millie actually asked her, what, he actually said that to you? And then she was like, well, you know, the game said kiss the person that you fancy the most, and he kissed me. And it's like, well, which one is it? Did he actually say it to you, or was it the game? She literally manipulated and twisted the situation. I don't like what she done. At the end of the day, she comes across very bitter. She didn't get picked. And at this point, she's coming across like she's just bitter about the situation. The way that she was describing things. And then it's right at the end where she was like, oh, you know, I felt really misled. and this and that. How can you feel misled by somebody who you know that they are in a couple with? At the end of the day, he told you about Millie. You asked him numerous times, where is your head at? And then he was like, well, obviously I'm here because I'm in the moment, and you are very attractive. However, I've got a connection with Millie, and what I have with Millie is strong. Have you forgotten when she asked him, so are you settled or are you happy? And he was like, no, I'm happy. Hello, why didn't she mention about that? And he even said to the boys, my heart is with Millie. I don't see a future with Lillie. Like, what about all of these things that are not even mentioned? Everything else that is magnified is all the bad parts. It's just intensified, it's magnified, but it's just I just kind of feel like it's a bit unfair for her to, in the end, now be like, all right, I mean, he did say, like, my husband with Millie or whatever, but she downplayed that bit, but really played up the negative part. You see, that's the type of thing that I don't like. If you're going to downplay one part, then why are you heightening every other area? Just give the same energy. You should have been like, okay, I'm going to be very honest with you. This is Casa Amor, and the whole point of Casa Amor is for us to see if he's got any other connections. Now, Liam was quite reserved. He couldn't stop talking about you. He mentioned your connection quite a lot. But he was the person who I felt I had the most connection with. I put all of my eggs in one basket, and he reciprocated that energy. Do you get what I mean? Like, I just feel like the way that she wrapped it up was really, really unfair. And all I was thinking was, Jezebel, like, is sitting right in front of me, and that's what it looks like. You think the devil comes and shows up in horns and looking ugly? No. I'm not calling her devil, but I'm just saying this is a prime example of why you just can't trust certain females, because they can't have the guy, so nobody else can. So they're like, I don't have no loyalties to her. I don't care about her. So I'm just going to say whatever. She's created this story, this thing in her head. Liam doesn't want you. He found you attractive. And is it wrong? Is it really wrong to say that I find that person attractive? I'm sorry, but if I'm going to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship with a guy who I can be like, if we're walking down the street or if we're out and we see a buff thing, we're both going to be like, oh, did you see her? She is pretty. Or did you see that back off? Or that guy is kind of alright, Do you get me? Like, you just like banter. Like, does it mean that I'm cheating on you? No, it doesn't. I feel like the fact that she got really angry at the fact that Liam found Lillie attractive and he said it, to me, that's a red flag. To me, that's like, babe, you're doing the most, okay? There's nothing wrong with him saying to you that he finds her attractive. Would you rather he lies to you? Because he did find her attractive. What's the problem? And the bottom line is, he did not choose her. He picked you. Yes, he did not have to kiss her multiple times. At this point, I don't even remember whether it was 1, 3 or whatever times. And yes, some people were like, oh, we only see an hour of it. They're in there 24/7, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the point. Like, everything that she kind of described, for the most part, is what was shown, and that's not how it happened. So if Liam was another way, why didn't she talk about the time when he was always talking about Lillie? Even when she was saying how the first night they slept together and then he turned around because he didn't want anything to happen. That's not how he described it to the boys. When he spoke to the boys, he was just like, I was lying down and she literally she just came on me kind of thing. Like, he wasn't, like, his heart was not there. Like, the way she described it was like basically how Tyler was. If that was Tyler, then I'd be like, okay, cool, yeah, that's the energy that he was giving. But that wasn't Liam at all. It really wasn't. I'm not having it. Now, quickly, let's move on to Kaz and Tyler. Yes, darling. She literally came down like a ton of bricks, and I loved every minute of it, because I don't know what that guy was doing, waffling, trying to make up stories. He couldn't even give up straight up answers, and it's very frustrating, because imagine being in a place where you can't get away with something that you genuinely actually like. And I get it, because she actually genuinely liked him, and he really just misled her. That's the definition of misleading somebody. You came into the villa and you knew Kaz was a favorite on the outside. You went for it, you sold her lies, you went to Casa Amor and you had no remorse and you did what you did. Do we even see him and Clarice being the same way? No. Like, there's no connection there. He should have just stayed with Kaz, because it looks like at this point he had a better connection with Kaz than he does with Clarice. Like, Clarice, I feel like these girls were literally like a holiday fling, because I'm like, there's no connections with these girls that they've brought back. Even with Toby and Mary, there is no connection. That's the thing with emotions. Emotions can literally look like reality and it's not. It can be very deceiving. This is a prime example. When you make decisions based on your emotions, those are temporary. Nothing can come out of it. Like, you need to count the cost. Like, you need to actually look at the situation, evaluate it, and actually ask yourself, is this worth it? Clearly it's not worth it. It was a holiday fling. There's no deep connections with these people, and it's just like, oh, so you did all of that for nothing, basically, for absolutely nothing. Embarrassing. And sorry, going back to the whole Liam situation, yeah, why when Jake was talking, he was like, nah, this is what happened. He was like, yeah, me and Liam were sitting down. But it was like, come on, speak with the same energy. Tell her how he was like, you know what, I can't see myself, or the boys, whoever it was, I can't see myself with Lily, and all the conversations that Liam had, how you lot had to persuade him to explore. Why didn't you do that? Mate, this episode left me feeling so angry. I was literally like, is this a joke? First of all, I don't like chicks like Lily. At the end of the day, the guy didn't pick you. I would have just been like, listen, we kissed, okay? My job in that villa in Casa Amor was to find a connection. I didn't know you, so I didn't feel like I had any loyalties to you. And I like Liam. Whatever happened, happened. But at the end of the day, he came back with you. And that's the most important thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just take it on the chin. But the way she was going on about it was just a bit mad. But so obviously now Millie cuts it off with Liam. Do you know what? I don't completely blame her for it. At the end of the day, I think the fact that she's that strong to do it, I think that's great, because it will teach him a lesson for sure. Like, it definitely won't make him feel like he can do anything like that. Because I think sometimes as women, when we forgive too quickly, it kind of gives them the opportunity to think that they can do it again because of how quick we are to forgive. So I was definitely like, sis, like, you got that strength, like, you got that, like, I'm here for it. Whatever decision you make, I'm supporting you, like, I'm backing you. That's kind of how I felt. It was kind of like, if you stay with him, I got you. If you leave him, I still got you. Because I think a lot of us women, we need to be able to exercise that level of authority over our own destiny and lives, and say, do you know what, I am worth more than that. At the end of the day, everybody's got their own tolerance levels, and that is Millie's. If she feels like she cannot go beyond that or see past that, then I'm not going to fault her for that, because it's her heart and she needs to guard her heart with all diligence. I don't want Teddy and Faye to get back together. I feel like Faye is a car crash waiting to happen. I know I said I was team Teddy and Faye, but when I was analysing the situation and hearing some of you guys' feedback, I was like, actually, do you know what? Teddy's a very, very good guy. And Faye is doing something which I think is quite manipulative. I don't even think she's even apologized once. He kissed her in a game. Okay, cool. It's not a challenge. Some people debate whether it's a challenge or it's not a challenge. It's a different thing, whatever. He wasn't like, there was talking. I just see it as it was a game. It was a public thing. He did not have to kiss her, but come on, guys, come on. Faye kissed somebody in a challenge, right? My biggest thing is that she jumped ship. What she's doing is that she's not even remorseful. She's also said that she didn't know whether Teddy was exactly for her. Now, that might have been a defense mechanism. I don't even know if I said that word right, but she's doing something where I feel like I'm feeling very like pythony, very snaky. The way that I'm seeing it is like a python, you know, when it wraps itself around the target slowly, slowly, slowly. And I feel like that's Faye. The way she's moving, she keeps talking about what he did, what he did, what he did. You need to get over it now. Instead of you to say, do you know what, I shouldn't have took it out of context. It's like she keeps trying to nail him to that when he didn't come back with anybody, and she feels guilty, but it's almost like she's too proud to admit that she's done wrong. And it's like what she said in the heart. She was like, the way I handled it was wrong, and that's what's eating her up. But it's almost like her pride is so much in her way to even allow her to humble herself. And in a relationship, humility is massive, is key. She doesn't have that level of humility, so I don't think that they're gonna last on the outside. Actually, she's got really toxic traits, and I don't want them to be together. I think Teddy should crack on with Clarice, and I think Tyler needs to go. And he should just leave her. He should be like, you know what, you made your decision, and I value myself as a man, and I'm not going to be devalued like that in any way. Because if you can just take one thing out of context and do that, then I don't know if I can move forward with you. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video. Don't forget to hit your notification bell so that you guys are notified whenever I post.